Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here, and today we're taking a look at JB versus Blanka gameplay footage that came out during the Street Fighter League Japan finals. This one I actually haven't seen. I've seen clips from it, so I have an idea about the crazy punish counter Blanka ball into the slide, but I haven't seen the full thing, so I'm really excited to take a look at this one. Both of these characters are interesting. JP we haven't seen anything from in like the Japanese Crambly gameplay. He looked pretty whack. And Blanka, I think we've seen a little bit, but not that much. So let's check this one out, right? I'm gonna watch it with you for the first time, like in real speed, and then maybe you can break it down. This seems like a target combo into a special, and we see him doing these rifts. And in the small tidbits they showed on Twitter, we know that he can either, like, it will either do an attack or he can teleport into the rift, right? Yep. So he has this like underground. It kind of reminds me of Aquaman's From the Deep from the Injustice games. I think this one is more like a Seismozo where you kind of have to aim it, and he has the projectile from the deep and the portal. So JB is some crazy zoning. God damn, that was so much from anti-air. Yo, JB's zoning looks ridiculous actually. This zoning looks completely broken. One thing about Street Fighter 6 is that the anti-fireball tools are not that good. So him having like that projectile from the deep thing, I'm just gonna call it from the deep. So him having from the deep and like that shadow fireball and the fireball trap or the portal he does, that's too sick. Also, did you notice that JP's hands are like behind him the entire— what the hell was that? Huh. Was that some— I think that was like some sort of an invincible reversal. Anti-air, nice. What's going on? Was that his level 2 super? I can't wait to rewind this so I can take a look at what's going on. But this looks like level 2, but he was invincible, which to my understanding is not common for level 2 supers. Was that— is Blanka's standing medium kick now special cancelable, and he still got the same annoying throw animation? Yo, I love that JB's hands are like behind him the entire time. Goes for the overhead. That was actually a very G-like overhead. Oh, and the Blanka Shanto is now out. Nice, Barry to deal with it. Nice. Damn. So, does the EX Blanka ball straight out beat projectiles? Interesting. So his level 2 super is his V-trigger too? Damn. That's kinda annoying. I imagine it will be even cheaper in this game because like the power level in general is higher in Street Fighter 6. So his V-trigger 2 I imagine is gonna be even cheaper. So is the portal on a timer or does he activate it somehow? Because I've seen him teleport into one of them previously. So I wonder how this works exactly. So he have like 3 different types of projectiles that he can have at any time. Oh my god, and that's the one I seen on the Twitter clip. So the shadows goes different distances, right? That's interesting. So JB is like a full-on zoner. I think his normals are kinda stubby too. Maybe that's just me though, but I think in comparison to a lot of the other characters I've seen, it doesn't seem like his normal, although the crouching medium kick looks a bit solid. Yeah, he's a full-on zoner. And this one was like a command grab. He haven't used the teleport at all yet, I think. Nice. So this is like his safe special, and damn. Footsies. What a whiff punish. What a whiff punish. This is gonna be a KO, obviously. And that is Blanka's level 3, yes. So first time seeing this. It's funny that JP is like the boss character, it seems, and we're seeing him losing in every match. So let's take a look at this again. I'm gonna watch it at half speed because I wanna be able to analyze it a little bit more. I'm sure like you have seen other YouTubers done doing like a breakdown videos. Like I said, like I wanna break it down myself, right? So I don't know if we should watch the whole thing in. Let's not watch the whole thing in like only if we find something interesting. So obviously perfect Barry, this looks like a target combo into his safe special, and this knocks down. And then this is what he's doing, right? No, it's not that. It's half speed. So he's activating the shadow portal thing, right? And I know that he can teleport into it, or it can do like a spike attack. So, but here's the thing, right? Like he didn't do anything to activate the hit. So he did it, right? He did the snap. Now the portal's out, and then he did from the deep, right? So I wonder, does this like auto activate it? And wow, wow, the EX Blanka ball straight out went through the shadow. So the EX Blanka ball is projectile invincible. That's actually crazy. In the context of this game, this is crazy. Actually, just in the context of Street Fighter, EX Blanka ball going through fireballs is very good. It's not really like that in Street Fighter 5. The V Trigger 1 Blanka ball is the one that is invincible. The shadow attack is double hitting, and then he gets from the deep. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, right? This is what he just did, right? So he let's just mute it. So it's not that annoying. So he did the from the deep. He did the portal, and this time he teleported into it, and he does have like a teleport vanish animation, right? Huh. This is actually very interesting. So that can either auto timer, I'm assuming, and it will release a spike, or he can teleport into it. So you can't really move forward because, but I think there's like a decent enough graphical tell. So we'll see from the deep, and this is telling me that he aims this from the deep move, right? It's not really something that is automatic. And the rainbow ball, this is now crossing up. This is again very similar to Blanka's rainbow ball from his V Trigger 1, which in Street Fighter 5, the regular rainbow ball will not cross up. That will just never happen. Even the EX will not cross up, but the V Trigger 1 rainbow ball will. And this is what I'm saying, that the power level in general is higher in Street Fighter 6. But I'm noticing that JB is taking his turn after electricity, so this probably means electricity isn't Blossom Block anymore, which, given everything Blanka have, that wouldn't be surprising, honestly. So JB releases the EX Shadow attack, and this got 2 hits, and this gives him enough time to set up the portal, and from the deep, again he did the same thing where he did from the deep and it hits. Huh. And this is the anti-air combo, damn. Was this like the EX special? No, it's just a regular version. But this time it did like 2 hits and it wall splat. I wonder like why is this time specifically did it wall splat? Does it wall splat in juggle situation? Like what made, because I've seen him like do this move before and it didn't cause that effect. We've seen it in this video even, right? Interesting, interesting. But that did a lot. Like take a look at how much this did from an anti-air. So he's fainting with a shell. Anti-air drive rush. Damn. Take a look at his life bar, dude. That's doing a lot. That is a lot for an anti-air. Damn. And and it gives him time to set up another portal and bam from the deep. But this time he didn't do, or was he do a combo? Like this is the biggest mystery to me. Like how does this activate? Does it auto activate on a timer, or do you have to trigger the explosion, right? Or trigger like the spike hit? That is the interesting part. Let's rewatch it at full speed again. Nice. I must say the stage looks fantastic as well. Looks really good. So this normal from JP looks really good too. I guess he can have a couple of really good normals, but some of his other looks kind of stubby, and that's just crazy. Like X Blanka ball straight out beating projectiles, and take a look at how far the knockback is on Blanka balls. Like it's the Blanka ball sent Blanka back almost full screen. Like are you seeing this? JB was in the corner. Blanka bounced back full screen. So like Blanka ball is gonna be extremely annoying. Okay, and this is interesting. This is really interesting. Um, so JB had 4 bars. He did a wake up attack because it's a reversal, and so he releases some sort of a psycho power, and he kind of steps backwards, right? So let's watch this again. You know, this kind of reminds me of Sub Zero's EX Ice Clone. If you have played the Mortal Kombat games, it seems to me like this is the idea. Like he's leaving behind the headbox while he goes for some sort of an invincible backdash. I think this is the idea, right? Because he does like a backstep here and he leaves behind this double orb hitting projectiles. Probably he have like some sort of a juggle state here, but he doesn't land it. Interesting. Interesting. And this was his level 2 as well, right? So he wasn't invincible, he just was able to block in time because Blanka was doing a drive impact, and this seems like it will release an orb and shadows will attack from every direction. So that is pretty cool. JB seems to be very technical, but he also I think he will dominate some characters. Like I imagine his zoning will be very hard to deal with for some. Imagine Zangief, oh my god. Nice. But I really love how he have like one arm behind his back like at all times. And that is like a very G like overhead. Let me rewind this back again. Let's go back a couple frames. Right? So this is like almost exactly the same animation as G's overhead. EX up ball obviously is like invincible, so Barry, huh? And this is interesting because Blanka goes for like a right left mix up, but because JP did the Barry, and I guess he was like in some sort of a hit stun or block stun, right? He blocked the Blanka Shan. He was in block stun, and that's why Blanka failed the throw attempt because Blanka did attempt to throw him here, right? So that is pretty interesting. Wasn't a punish counter though. And then he leaves the clones from Sadib, but damn, X up ball is pretty strong. Oh wow. Did you already seeing this? It does like like take a look at how much ships this is doing. So he had 3 bars. Normal into Blanka ball was like that was a bar. He did a parry because he expected another Blanka ball. That was just that's gonna be another bar. Damn. So this like not only for mix ups, this is also gonna be very powerful for draining your opponent's drive gauge. And wait, what? Woke up, standing medium kick into. So does I wonder if this makes his fireballs non-charge as well, or maybe it's a case of like Bison V Trigger One, where he can walk forward without charging and do a normal into electricity, and that's the round. Very good. I really like Blanka. Like they turned him into a complete gorilla in this version. And this is some JB zoning. I think JB is like his zoning is gonna be very oppressive versus some characters. Like I can already see a character like Jamie struggling versus him. Although Jamie does have some aerial mobility options, but maybe Luke as well. But Luke has like the EX armored run tackle, so maybe that'll be good. But take a look at the zoning, and I wonder how will it clash versus like regular fireballs as well. Oh wow, that's nice. So he has like the anti-air. This looks like a crouching heavy punch or like a crouching medium. I guess that stun on it isn't as long as in medium would. Cancel that into the shadow. Which means that if it's cancelable, he can go for like a left-right mix-up with drive rush. And here Blanka obviously goes for the classic, right? With a Blanka ball and then go for the grab because JB tried to parry the Blanka ball. So this is like the classic. Wake up drive impact. I don't know about you guys, but I think Blanka looks very, very strong here. And this is interesting as well because this one is like the command grab. Yeah, it have a different animation. I think the voice line is also different, but his hand gestures are certainly different. So his hand is kind of like wide. You have this is a regular one, but his hand is in front of him. It's like he's grabbing you in the command grab one. So this is probably what complements his zoning. So he will set up the portal, he can just let it activate, maybe he'll try to command grab you, or he will teleport through the portal and force the issue. I think this is how the general gameplay plan will be for JP, along with some from the deep, just to like harass people who's trying to escape. JB looks very interesting. Blanka looks like regular Blanka but super buffed. And in my opinion, a game where a lot of the combos will be reliant on drive gauge and everything, I think that favors Blanka actually. I think the system mechanics of Street Fighter 6 will allow Blanka to do business. Like he's gonna be decent in it. JP, I kind of have to see more on how he works, but he looks technical. I think he's probably like the most technical character that we have seen so far in this game, and I love that he have one arm behind his back at all times. Anyway, that's some sick gameplay from both of these characters. Certainly looking forward to seeing more, especially from JP. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.